During the 1920s, you would not be able to go to a store, such as this one, and go ahead and purchase your alcohol. You'd have to go to private parties or import it from Canada. The reason for this was because of Prohibition. Let's go ahead and look at what Prohibition was all about and its effects.
Where I stand right now is a historical landmark. What you see before you is where the 18th Amendment of the Constitution was enacted. The Senate proposed the 18th Amendment on December 18, 1917. Having been approved by 36 states, the 18th Amendment was ratified on January 16, 1919 and effected on January 16, 1920. In the United States was a national ban on the sale, manufacture, and transportation of alcohol in place from 1920 to 1933. The ban was mandated by the 18th Amendment to the Constitution, and the Volstead Act set down the rules for enforcing the ban and the defined types of alcoholic beverages that were prohibited. Private ownership and consumption of alcohol was not made illegal. The prohibition of liquor, 18th Amendment stated, after 1 year from the ratification of this article, the manufacture, sale, or transportation of intoxicating liquors within the importation thereof into or the exportation thereof from the United States and all territories subject to the jurisdiction thereof for beverage purposes is hereby prohibited. Section 2 stated, the Congress and the several states shall have concurrent power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. And Section 3, this article shall be inoperative unless it shall have been ratified as an amendment to the Constitution by the legislators of the several states as provided in the Constitution within 7 years from the date of the submission hereof to the states by the Congress.
The effects of the Volstead Act were not what the government expected. Because alcohol became illegal, theft and bootlegging became a very common crime. The control of alcohol quickly fell into the hands of the infamous gangsters like Tom Dennison and Al Capone.
Before alcohol was prohibited, many citizens created large collections of alcohol and sold it, becoming very rich very fast. Because people like Dennison and Al Capone became so incredibly rich so quickly by selling alcohol, they were able to pay off many of the law enforcers who caught them distributing the alcohol. The few law enforcement officers who could not be paid off to overlook the gangsters' actions, despite their low wages and overworked hours, were intimidated and often killed by bootleggers. The crime rate significantly increased instead of decreasing like the government expected.
People spent more and more time trying to learn how to make cars run faster so that they could outrun the police if they ever got caught with alcohol. Because of this boom in automotive technology, NASCAR was created. Because of the frequency of the bootleg distribution of alcohol, it gradually became acceptable to drink again in social situations, according to the citizens. The popularity of speakeasies increased, and the cocktail party became the most common way for high-class people to entertain their guests, showing off their extreme wealth and connections within the society.
Act became law on April 7, 1933, which legalized 3.2% beer. The Act called for trials for anyone charged with an alcohol-related offense, and juries often failed to convict. The Act contained a number of exceptions and exemptions. Prohibition lost advocates as alcohol gained increasing social acceptance, and as prohibition led to disrespect for the law and the growth of organized crime. Congress passed the Blaine Act, a proposed constitutional amendment to repeal Prohibition, in February. The 18th Amendment was repealed on December 5, 1933, with ratification to the 21st Amendment.